You're watching The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales, streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit ComicShopLocator.com to find a store near you.
Hi, I'm Tom Zoller. I'm here at New York Comic Con. I do a book called Love and Capes. There's a new issue that's going to be coming out soon, Home for the Holidays. That'll be on Kickstarter. I also work on this obscure art house book called My Little Pony. Perhaps you've heard of it. And I do a bunch of romantic comedies. I'm so glad to see you, and you're watching this here on The Experience.
Directors of this company.
Hey, what's going on? All right, so this is weird.
What's up, Bear?
So, I don't know if you noticed, John, the sound is coming out of the laptop and not the TV screen, and I don't know why. But
I might be able to help you on that. Hey, click settings.
Well, it's all right. Actually, we don't get the feedback when it's coming from my computer. Tech support. Yeah.
I was gonna of all things, because I'm not very tech savvy, but I've had that issue happen before. So
well, wait a minute. Yeah, yeah. What did you switch providers again?
Yeah, I actually did. I went back to the other ones.
All right. Well,
you seemed real unhappy with that, dude.
Yeah, today you seem real good. Today you're right on.
I was not happy about the internet last week. We tried it. I was willing to give it a shot, and it was absolutely not worth it.
Yeah, it was pretty sucky, actually. Yeah, I got it.
Look at Jay. Look how clear AR is.
I know, right? So Preston in the house, Sheldon, what's going on, buddy? Jeff Wedding. Oh, so on Monday we got to meet Jeff Wedding. He happened to be in town and came by and joined us for like the last 30 minutes of the show.
That was very cool, man.
That was very cool. That was very cool. So, hey, Jeff, what's going on, buddy? Let's see.
Edward, when are you shipping my popcorn? We were talking about this earlier on Facebook today. Some stuff I got going on.
Well, the lard and the bacon grease get all congealed if he ships it at weird. So, you kind of got to make it from home.
Thanksgiving is usually when I start making that. When I start making that popcorn, it's
the Widowmaker.
Oh my God! I just got to bring it up because we're already talking about food. I got a smoker for my birthday, like a week or two ago.
Nice.
Obsessed already.
All right, so now
he'll
AR
be talking
can join
about
us.
the bar. You got no time for
now. You're going to be
comic book dog and pony show.
Now you're going to be able to jump into these food conversations.
I've done chuck roast, rump roast, chicken. That's all I've done so far.
All right, so if you haven't friended John, you're going to want to do that because you're going to run into issues, and you're going to need some help. Yes, Jeff Wedding, I hold you personally responsible for the Eagles' loss, by the way.
Oh my God.
Preston, that's a good idea. Smoking the turkey.
That's actually our game plan too. That's what we want to do.
That's not a bad plan. I will tell you that deep frying a turkey, if you're tailgating, is not a good plan.
Would not do that.
Yeah. If you've been drinking since 5 a.m. in the morning.
You need to use a turkey derrick to deep fry a turkey.
Well, yeah, we didn't really absolutely understand if the oil gets out. It could start a fire all by itself. Okay. It was just burning on the asphalt. It was the most amazing thing I ever saw.
All the years I would do caterings at tailgates, I would love to look across and watch the amateur tailgaters. And I would invariably wait for someone to say, let's season the oil with beer and dump a beer in a thing. And we would look.
Watch it go up.
What do they call that? Flambe or something?
You would just see a huge fire in the air. Everybody would run back. Sure enough, you'd see the little golf cart with the flashing lights. No, you're all done. And the best part about that is all those people would come over to my trailer. Hey, our tailgate shut down. I got you right here.
Now, I will tell you, when you said it's not a good idea, especially after you've been drinking since 5 a.m., that's probably when I would be more inclined to actually fry a turkey. Sober me would be like, no.
It sounds like such a great plan until somebody drops the turkey into the pot, and then the oil comes spilling out over the sides, right. And then all hell breaks loose.
5 hours deep of drinking, and all of a sudden someone says, we should fry that turkey. It's like, yeah,
dude. I went tailgating once with this guy. I knew him for years. He's a regular tailgater. We had the little mini school bus converted, painted green, the whole 9 yards.
Nice.
And I remember one time we were there and we had everything. We really, it was quite the spread. Everybody brought something. I usually brought a case of beer. We had one guy that was an avid fisherman, and he brought like freshly caught tuna that he sliced it into sushi slices out of the back of his SUV.
That's awesome.
But then we want to get in the game, so we're cleaning up. So my boy is cleaning up super fast, slices his hand. I mean, literally bad. So he takes a bunch of paper towels, wraps it up, takes duct tape, wraps it up. Okay. And I'm like, I don't think that's going to work. And we're trying to get through the entrance, going through security, and they do stop him and lift his hand up. Okay. And dude, it is a bloody mess. Okay. But they let him in, believe it or not. And we had seats in different places. So we separated from there, and I'm like, I'm out of here, but I'll see you next Sunday.
Good luck.
Crazy. Oh man. I've had some good times tailgating, though, at least the ones I can remember. But yeah, usually in the freezing cold. But all right, tonight we got some interesting stuff. We've got a whole bunch of very inexpensive vintage books. They seem to be kind of popular. The last few shows that we've done them.
You're not offering more stuff that was out before Alec was born, are you?
Yeah, probably pretty much.
I'm sure.
Yeah. All right, and then we have 4 best offer books tonight. Okay, and this one is significant because all the proceeds from these 4 books will go to Drew Ford's widow. Publisher and editor Drew Ward.
Is that It's Alive?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he passed away suddenly in October, I think it was. Unfortunately, I guess he was suffering from Ed Weird. Rudolph ain't showing up no more. Nick's afraid I'm going to break him. So
I'm going to throw him in my RoboCo.
Yeah, right.
That blitzes everything, man. It doesn't have to be ice.
He was, I guess, suffering from COVID pneumonia or something.
Wow. I read that online. One of the comics things had that. It was
and then he went out and his wife didn't hear from him for a really long time, which was really unusual, and he died just literally in the streets of Brooklyn.
Yeah,
I mean, very tragic. Yeah, and people tried to resuscitate him, but unfortunately, by the time he was found, he had stopped breathing for 20 minutes.
Yeah, there was that.
Yeah, and they resuscitated him, but unfortunately, at that point, when your brain's been deprived of oxygen for that long a period of time, he was unfortunately brain dead. So Jeff Whitey says, COVID pneumonia. Yeah. Found in his car. Yeah.
One of my Twitter followers is like a huge police blotter, New York PD woman, and she said, "Hey, do you know this person?" Because she just knows me like comic books or whatever. She's like, "Do you know this person?" I'm like, "No, we don't all know each other." And she said, "It says he's a comic book guy." And then a little while later, I got the email that we were doing this because I was reading my phone. I'm like, "No, that can't be right."
Yeah, it's really tragic. I think they have a GoFundMe page as well, set up, which explains the whole story. Should I post their address so you can send them a flood or a Rudolph? But yeah, so yeah, pretty sad story. So the 4 best offer books, all the proceeds, depending on what we get, is going to go to Drew Ford's widow, Drew Ford Creative Keep. So the 4 best offer books are going. All the proceeds will be going to support his widow. Very sad story. I didn't know the details until I read the GoFundMe page, and it's just tragic. It really is. So many creators we've lost this year.
We really have.
Ron, I wanted to mention, Ron, the rye was excellent. Absolutely excellent. Really enjoyed it. And I think John had one of the beers.
I had one of the Dark River or whatever it was very good. It was really good. I'm saving the Crowler for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that whatever that distillery is, next time I'm in the area, I'm probably gonna definitely jump in and make a visit. It was excellent rye whiskey. I got to tell you,
I'm probably definitely going to do that.
Yeah, but I got to be down there. Graphic Man, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for joining us. All right, so let's get to these best offer books. Again, remember, all the proceeds from the sale of these best offer books will go to Drew Ford's widow. John, that's so generous. You know what? I'm gonna,
John.
That's really nice.
I'm gonna write that down on the back here, John Spilios. $50. All right, Drew Ford's wife. That's phenomenal. You know what? I don't have the link. It's on my other computer. I might try to jump on it. All right, so let's get to these books. So first up is Dunkirk, From the Pages of Combat, signed by Walt Simonson. And it is a best offer book. Oh, there you go. Yeah, John, go ahead and hit that, and you can donate directly to our GoFundMe page. Thank you for finding that, JD.
Cool. Yeah, that's what I'm sitting here. I'm trying to find the. I'm not very good with like.
And Dunkirk is this was published by, and I think one of Drew Ford's, and correct me if I'm wrong, John. One of the things that Drew Ford did was that he tried to bring these out of print stories. Yes. And bring them back to life, and that was one of the big things that he was doing. And so unfortunate to lose him so suddenly, and he was a young man as well.
I read a thing that he had posted. I'm going to say this was during the pandemic, so it's probably close to 2 years ago. And he had talked about prospecting, as he called it, that these things are out there, all these great stories, golden age, and how you have to sift through like pulp novels, right? Which is how it caught my attention. It was reblogged onto the pulp novel Facebook group I belong to. And he said, you have to sift through a lot of stuff. There's a lot of trench coat, fedora wearing detectives until you find that one that's really, really good.
Right.
There's a ton of adventurers out there. And then you kind of find Doc Savage, right? And he talked about as much fun as the discovery is, the prospecting is great. You're in an office and you just filled with that smell of paperbacks from, decades and decades ago, and you're reading through and you're trying to see what's worth saving, for lack of a better term.
Right. All right. So this is going to be a best offer. Yes, Jeff Wedding.
This is Walt Simonson?
I think, this is Walt Simonson. Okay. You can't mistake that signature. That's for sure. And it is the best offer starting at $10. And Jeff said he reprinted a lot of Sam Glanzman's war comics. That is correct. Very tragic. So that's going to be a best offer book starting at 10. All of them, actually, all four of them are going to be starting at 10. So next up, Marcus. Thanks, buddy. All right. So Marcus has opened us up for the Dunkirk.
Nice.
Preston's at. Hold on, you guys are going faster than I can write. Preston's at 20, and then Marcus is up to. Let's see, up to 25. Gotcha, guys. All right. So next up we have, Wasted Lands, Amazing Tales #1, signed by Mike Rodden and Dave Dorman.
I was going to say, isn't this a Dave Dorman thing?
Hold up.
There it is.
There it is. All right. And this is dual signed. It does come with its certificate from, I think it's Mike Rodden. I'm not sure. But it does come with its own individual certificate. And it is a best offer book starting at $10 as well. And again, all proceeds from these next these four books that we're doing at best offer will go to Drew Ford's widow.
I think huge shout out to John there. He just posted that he's 60 days clean.
Oh, congratulations,
congrats,
John.
man. God bless.
I was just reading that too. That's huge. That's an insane accomplishment.
Preston is in for 10 on Wasted Lands. Thank you, Preston. All right. So then next up, we have The Army of Darkness, 1979, #3, TMNT homage, signed and remarked by Ken Hazer.
Nice.
All right. And this is also a best offer starting at 10 with proceeds going to Drew Ford's widow.
Good old TMNT.
Yeah, good old TMNT.
But the little remark on it's awesome too.
Yeah. A true remark, unlike a sketch cover.
Yeah.
All right, and the final best offer book of the night.
You know what? I'll throw in $10. Get this started. Just
all right.
That's fine.
John is all right. Better put John C. $10.
Oh no! You know what?
Preston got 10.
All right, Preston's in. All right, guys. All right, so final book, best offer book of the night, Star Wars #1, DF limited edition, exclusive cover, and it is also a best offer starting at 10. And again, proceeds will be going to Drew Ford's widow. All right, and thank you guys. Love this community. It just when I read that story, I had heard he passed, but when I read the story, it was heart wrenching, man.
Well, the way the news.
Thanks,
came
Marcus.
out,
I got you down, buddy.
The way the news came out, it was almost kind of weird. Like I said, it was almost like this weird thing, and then and I hate to call her my crazy friend, but she's one of these people that's all into the crime reports and all this other stuff, and I'm just like, hold on a second, what?
Hold on, at weird. Let's see, TMNT at 25. Okay,
Marcus
weird.
Is at 20 for Star Wars.
All right, and Marcus, 20 for Star Wars. Thank you, guys. It's very generous of you guys. Great community here. So Alec, you didn't hear this. I don't know if you were watching the show on Monday. So we got a care package from our buddy Ron Shepard, and Star Wars is at 25. Gotcha, Preston. And he sent artwork to Amy. I forget what he sent to Nick, but I got rye whiskey, and it was excellent from a local distillery near somewhere in Maryland. And John got some craft beers, which he says.
Yeah, I mean that's almost like a perfect gift to get me at any time. I'm always happy. These were really nice. I think it was called. I had to check. I think it was called Dark River.
All right, so another shout out to Ron, because I wasn't sure if you were watching. That was so nice, so generous. Cool. Again, we talk about how great this community is, and you see when we've got something like this, people jump right in without missing a beat. So that's
I mean it's awful. Like you said, he's like a relatively young man,
Okay, we've got loose research. Should we answer it?
You give me that phone. Hi, you're live on the air with.
Hello, Pizza Hut. Can I help you? What's your order? We have a new thin crust pizza on sale today. Buy 2 for $5.
See if they want a Mortal Red Sonja.
And you'll get a free copy of a Mortal Red Sonja. Hello, Pizza Hut. What can I do for you?
Oh my God.
Can I help you?
This and my other favorite thing is messing with bots who.
This is a residential number.
Now, on a serious note, though, if Pizza Hut had a deal like that, I'd be all over it.
Sure.
May I
ask what this is a reference to?
Pepperoni special. Are you still on the phone? We are doing a show, sir. Well, Alec is sitting.
Oh, come on. It was fun. Come on, dude. They did have my name listed.
Look at that. You get a phone call like that, and now all of a sudden,
look at that,
Marcus, he's calling for a Rex cap.
The box.
So I gotta tell you a story, right? I gotta tell you a story. So this happened last week. I really felt old, right? You hear about these seniors that get scammed and all this stuff, right? So I get a call, and it's a dude, and he's like, oh, Dad, I'm really hurt. Can you help me? I'm like, okay. I'm sitting at home, so I got a little free time, so let's do it. I go, where are you? Goes, I got in a car accident. I go, okay, where are you? Okay. Fairfax. I go, Fairfax where? He goes, Fairfax, Virginia. Very interesting that he said that, because I actually went to college in Fairfax, Virginia, and there is a Fairfax, Virginia. I said, what are you doing all the way down there? And he goes, visiting friends. I go, okay. I go, well, what do you need? Dad, I'm in big trouble. I need money. I go, okay, how much you need? Dad, you got to wire me like $2,000. I go, okay. Who should I make it out to?
No, you should have said, this is a good time for me to tell you I'm not your real dad.
Well, the best part was I ended the conversation and hung up on him, and I'm like, yeah, I have one child. My daughter. Click. It's like, but I felt really old at that moment, because huge reaction or huge reaction.
Is his name. Hugh.
Yeah, I guess so. All right. So it's weird if there's anything under 25. All right, buddy. I will put you down. You had gotten on the Army of Darkness, I believe, but I didn't write down how much. So I'm going to put that one in at 25. All right, Edward. And then Wasted Lands. So you got to tell me. There are two more best offer books below 25, the Dunkirk and Wasted Lands. But I don't want to speak for you. So let me know if you want me to go 25 for that. Marcus, yeah, right. We didn't get that far in the conversation. I was just amazed that, man, that's really taking a chance. All right. But luckily I only have one daughter. I only have one child. So not really very confusing. And I know where she is at all times. She calls me all day long, usually with problems. So, but oh man, it's crazy, dude. I couldn't even believe that happened. Made me feel so old.
It's more like I can't believe people would actually fall for that. Like, oh, it's me, your son. I need $2,000. Oh, honey, I didn't know you were down there. Of course.
Guess, you know what? All right, Edward, you got it, buddy. So, Edward. All right, 25. Gotcha. Edward, 25. All right, just so you know, Edward, you are currently in the lead for Dunkirk, Wasted Lands, and the Army of Darkness. Okay. All right. So, people fall for this stuff all the time. I had friends whose the wife, her elderly mother, fell for this. Dude, they couldn't stop her. She fell for one of these scams, and they were just siphoning money from her. She was like sending them a money order every single week. My friend, she had to actually go down and start dealing with it. But God, I hope I never get to that point. I just want to be normal, retired, crazy, and go watch, Black Panther 15 times in 5 days.
You should be so lucky.
Yeah, right.
I didn't see it today, though. Saw it yesterday. I didn't see it.
Oh, yeah. You need to take a break, huh? Your eyes are going to cross.
No, a buddy of mine called me. He had a thing going on. And then, like I said, I sacrificed micro distilled bourbon to be here tonight.
Oh, Marcus. That's a good one, buddy.
Yeah.
But even if that were true, I've never had any contact with him. So how would you have my phone number, bro? Yeah, that was something else, man. And I'm getting more and more.
He could be my kid, and I'd be like, 2 G's? You're on your own, son. I'm a big believer in self-reliance. Like,
it was too funny.
$20 if it's your kid, that's one thing. $2,000?
Yeah, and I and my kids constantly, I finally had to stop her on.
It's like
on
3 watches. I'm not.
It's like I can pay for my own gas. I pay for her car insurance. She said she's going to pay for her own gas, and I checked the credit card, and it's like, dude, why are you using my credit card to pay for gas?
Well, Jay's got a really
all right,
cool.
Yeah, let's do that. Creative Keep cannot stay for the whole show. Yeah, Nick Preston, good one. All right,
Jay,
so
we'll get back to your comment in a minute because that's actually a really good comment. But go
all
ahead.
right, yeah, let me get this for Creative Keep.
Okay. Your kids listen to the experience.
X-Men Battle of the Atom #1, signed with Daredevil cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. Suggested retail of $149.99. We have the one available tonight for $75, my friend. And,
do you know off the top of your head who wrote that X-Men Battle of the Atom?
I do not off the top of my head. I do not.
I can look that up.
But we did it in the traditional yellow uniform, mainly because, with the She-Hulk and the appearance and him switching. All right, Creative, you got it, buddy. It's yours.
Brian Wood. All right, that's not the one I was thinking of.
I wonder if Nick kept one of those for himself.
Cool.
I don't know how many came in, but I'm wondering if the yellow costume. That's hard not to love the yellow.
Yeah,
costume.
well, we've been giving him lists of things we want to do, and one of the things we requested is do it in the yellow costume. Especially since he. And we're just. So just to be clear, it's the best offer books. All of that will be going to Drew Ford, the Widow.
Is there anything else we can do for Creative Keep before he has to go?
Creative, I don't know. Creative, is there anything else you want to see before you got to check out, buddy? Let me know. And Creative, 30 on Star Wars. That's very generous of you. Thank you, buddy. Creative is up to 30. Okay, cool. All right.
Jay had a really good comment about.
I missed it.
Scroll back a little bit. Jay's comment, he mentioned the TMNT cover and he mentioned another cover too. I can't remember, but he asked if we thought, like as a community, if there are covers that are homaged too much. Are they over homaged? I don't know if that's a word, but
I don't know.
I hate to say it because we've done it here at Dynamite and other people have done it. I guess it's what someone's going to correct me, but it's Spider-Man 300.
That's the one.
That's
the one I was going to bring up.
It is like you cannot publish a comic. I don't care what it is. You cannot publish a comic without at some point asking an artist, hey, can you do this?
Right.
And I'm not like a Spider-Man hater, or I don't even dislike that cover. But like I said, Dynamite has done it, and I've seen a ton of other companies do it. And I'm just like...
No problem,
creative. And Marvel keeps doing it. Let's be honest. How many times does Marvel do that? Yeah. I mean, I guess it's okay if they're homaging themselves, so to speak, but...
and weird. He's so
I think the only thing that bothers me about that cover is when it's turned into an exclusive for like a con, or somebody actually has the exclusive and they're like, check out this ASM 300 homage of this book, and it's like super limited. I mean, it might be super limited, but look at the other hundreds of homages are out there. What truly differentiates this one that you've just made so different than all of the other ones? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, CJ Design says Hulk 181 and ASM 316 as well.
Hulk 181 is another good, not Hulk hater here either, but yeah, we've seen a lot of Hulk 181. In the beginning, it was cool. Like every once in a while, you would see someone homage like Fantastic Four #1, right?
Right.
And you'd be like, okay, that's not so bad. But then all of a sudden, you started getting books where, they had high value, they were chase books or whatever, and then homage only goes so far. Right. Like, did I think the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle homages play out? I'll say not yet. If we're having this same conversation 3 years from now, then yeah. I haven't seen an excessive amount.
I haven't either.
Turtle homage, but man, like the Spider-Man one is just.
All right, so JD reminded me of something. It's a good idea, JD. We do have a giveaway tonight.
Preston, I'm surprised we didn't get a Stray Dogs ASM 300 cover.
I wouldn't be surprised if there is one.
Popping up everywhere.
All right, so the giveaway tonight is Black Cat #2, Peach Momoko cover, graded 9 point, CGC graded 9.8. So that is the giveaway. Right? And you know what? Hashtag love EXP, all lowercase to enter. All right, and we'll do the drawing immediately after best offers close.
Yeah, these are nice. Marvel did their whole Alien variant cover thing,
right?
And like we talked about this before, I didn't consider myself a huge Alien fan, and I certainly didn't consider myself the most massive or current Marvel fan, especially with buying physical books. A lot of the Marvel stuff I consume is digital because it just doesn't have any lasting value to
right. All right,
but this is a very cool cover.
All right, so for anybody that wants an opportunity to win the 9.8 Black Cat Peach Momoko cover, go ahead and put in the chats hashtag LoveEXP, all lowercase, and we'll do the drawing immediately after the best offers close at 7:55. All right, so it's time for our break. Stay with us. We'll be back in a couple minutes. Marcus, Rex Lovechild. All right, stay with us.
Did you know that every experience show, including some exclusive content, streams on Twitch? Check it out, twitch.tv/the_EXP. Or just scan that QR code.
This is The Experience.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hey there, hi there, ho there. You're as welcome as can be.
Hi, I'm Nancy McCann. Welcome to Friday Night Live on The Experience.
Welcome, everybody. It's Fat Jack's Comic Crypt. Brendan, Al, Jason, hanging out.
There I am. Welcome back to Kicking It with Henry, folks. I am your host, Henry Kumpa. It's great to be here with you guys.
So we are going to talk about books that are in stores this week.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Mishmash.
Hello, and welcome to the Black Comics Universe, presented by Peep Game Comics.
And you gotta love it that the first people in the minute to skim it are creators.
up, everybody? Welcome to another Wednesday Warriors. My name is Joey Galvez, and this is my pal Ambrosia.
Hey, everybody! Welcome to Space Cadet.
Hey!
What's up?
Welcome, everyone, for another episode of I Must Ask You a Question.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Nerd News Now.
Hey, this is Rex. Welcome to Comic Collectables.
Hey, hello, all you happy people. Welcome to the Dan Wickline Show.
Hi, everybody, and welcome. This is the crazy show that we do on Thursdays called What's in the Box? What's in the Box?
Comic culture and sales.
Are you a comic creator? Are you a publisher? Do you make a comic book product? Do you own a retail store? Do you do something I haven't thought of? Who are you and what do you do? Let us know by advertising on the experience and invite our viewers to patronize your product. Message the EXP on social media or email us the_EXP@yahoo.com for more details.
All right, and we're back. So Stevie B has a question. Does the Joe Kubert School have a Hall of Fame? So many great creators attend the school there that I wondered if they are officially recognized. I don't know. Do you?
I honestly don't know.
We know that Ken Hazer went there.
Ken Hazer went there. We've had some other Dynamite creators that are teaching there.
Right.
Amy Chu.
That's cool.
Zito either is teaching there or was teaching there.
So Stevie B, the short answer is we don't know. All right, Preston, I got to get to. We didn't swap sides, buddy. We're on the same side. I'm always by the computer.
No, it was swapped for a second.
Oh, really?
Okay,
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that. All right, so
yeah, I keep doing that all night if I was JD.
Start messing with everyone.
One of my favorite things to do, and I guess this is where I am, is that bit Kyle does for advertising. Are you a writer? Are you an artist? Are you a publisher? And I sit here and I answer every question. No. Are you doing something that I didn't think of? Yes, Kyle. I am absolutely doing something you never thought of.
All right, so you know what? Let's get the rest of the CCAs out of the way, and then we'll start working on the vintage books. We've got a big list. All right, so next one up, we've got Captain America #1, signed with Craven the Hunter, cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. Yes, it retailed $149.99, and we have the one available for $75.
Craven is the character of the maybe it's done right.
I was gonna say I'm really not looking forward to that movie though.
Really?
No.
Well, that's why I said if done right.
But it's supposed to be what? Momoa? It's supposed to be.
Is Jason Momoa going to be?
No, it's not Jason Momoa.
It's not Jason Momoa?
No.
You know who it is?
It's Aquaman.
Let me look at it.
I'll tell you, as good as Aquaman is, get yourself Apple Plus TV and watch C. If you really want to see good Jason Momoa TV.
His name is
Go ahead.
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Oh, the guy from Kick-Ass.
Is it?
I don't remember him. Yeah, I don't remember him. Yeah, Jay
He's
said
from
the same
Kick-Ass. I
thing.
think he's in Godzilla.
I don't know. Where Rubenstein says Kubert has an alumni list on their website, so I guess that's as close to Hall of Fame as we're probably going to get.
Let's see.
All right,
No,
so
yeah,
then,
Kick-Ass.
all right, so the last CCA of the night is the Superior Spider-Man #27, now variant, signed with Demon Goblin, cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza.
That's cool.
Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have the one available for $75. John Spilio says they do have one in the school.
Oh, cool.
Marcus says, he was Quicksilver.
Yeah, that is so cool.
Ultron.
Yes.
There you go.
You didn't see that coming.
No, I did not. So this is also available tonight for $75.
And there's a ton of rumors out there that he could appear again in one of the multiverse stories as Quicksilver, and the other actor would also appear as Quicksilver. They're trying to figure out how they're going to bring in X-Men, the mutants.
Yeah, that's when they kind of stepped into the.
See, if they want me to be interested in the Eternals, and they want me to be interested in the X-Men, they need to do Judgment Day. Because I've seen all the X-Men stories I need to see. Magneto's good, Magneto's bad, whatever. They did that horrible Boo Berry version of Apocalypse. I don't want to see any of that. I want to see the Eternals deciding that mutants are aberrant or deviants, and they have to go. And then the Avengers are put between them to sort of separate them from wiping out the planet. That's what I want to see. Otherwise, please, I don't need. It's like I never need to see Batman's parents get shot again, like ever.
I'm not gonna lie. If they just abandoned the Eternals completely, I wouldn't even be mad about it. I have zero interest.
Oh, I wouldn't either. I don't think they're going to, but I'm 100% there.
They've already announced there's going to be Eternals 2.
Yeah, there's going to be another one.
I got no interest in that.
I just really don't.
You're still going to go to the movie theaters to see it, though, John.
I'm obligated to say it.
Yeah, you see?
I'm attached to the industry now.
It just won't be the 10 times like I usually do. It'll only be 5.
I can't imagine. That's got to be a Disney Plus thing. There's no way they're going to try to release that in the theater.
Who knows?
Oh, God.
I'm sure it'll definitely be in the theaters again. I mean, if we're being honest here, cinematically, it was a gorgeous movie. They did a great job with it. It was just god-awful long and, for the most part, pretty boring.
We got Angelina Jolie, who's like the survivor of a personality bypass procedure.
Well,
I can't.
I think what we talked about, I think it was last week, or maybe it was, I think it was with us. It's like they had all of these high-end characters, and they focused on all of the different. They focused on all the
wrong one.
Yes.
Yeah.
They focused on the wrong ones. And I mean, I'm not saying like you got Angelina Jolie and you've got Kit Harington, and those need to be the focus. I mean, obviously Kit's not even an Eternal, but I mean, if you're going to spend the money on these actors and actresses, I mean, I don't know, showcase them a little bit. They're obviously top-notch actresses and actors for a reason.
If they're going to do the Black Knight, it should not be in the Eternals, because those two things just don't appear together.
Yeah, it was just poorly done. I mean, what are you going to do? All right, so let's knock out some of these vintage books.
And apparently my understanding is Kraven, he's supposed to be some kind of like animal activist, anti-hero.
Yeah.
And
I was going to say, that's why I'm not looking forward to it. I think the quote that I read about the movie, it's like that he's a lover in this movie or something. It's not like he's this, Kraven the Hunter that we're all expecting. It's like totally different.
You know what? I will reserve judgment only because, I said exactly the same things about Guardians of the Galaxy. Who gives a crap?
But this is also Sony here.
Yeah, that's true. That is a good point.
Yeah, somebody said it's going to be in that same universe with Morbius or whatever. And
well, that's not
my
a good
Morbius
start.
story is well known, so I don't.
And you still saw it twice. All right. So first up, we've got Avengers versus X-Men number 8. Presumed grade of a 9.0. This one's in good shape.
As opposed to what? The usual crap we sell people?
And everything's going to have kind of a Submariner tilt to it, but
we're estimating this to be a 3. Take it off the
CJ design. No pork roll for Kraven. That's right. Or Taylor Ham if you're up in North Jersey. We have the one available for $7.50.
Speaking of, John, I know you saw the movie probably a minimum of 10 times.
Oh, that was Monday. I've already seen it 9.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, I saw it yesterday.
So that's 10.
Yesterday.
So perfect, 10.
I thought you were taking a break yesterday.
You know what? I was going to take.
That
I
was the break.
Yesterday and see it today, but I had a friend. There was a thing today, so I went and I saw it last night.
So 10 times at this point, if someone else told me they saw a movie 10 times, I'd be like, wow, you loved it that much. But 10 times, it's like, yeah, I liked it. But what do you think?
Average day in the life of
average day.
I didn't dislike the movie. They just had too big a hill to climb. If we're going to take a couple minutes to talk about this, I mentioned this a little bit on Monday. This movie, they can call it whatever they like. They can say whatever they like. This is a Black Panther movie. They do not have the Black Panther. Chadwick Boseman, for good or bad, is recognized for this movie generation. I use that term in quotes. He's the Black Panther.
Right.
He's not in the movie.
Yeah,
so you're already, you can't reach the mountaintop, right? So they tried to do this and tried to do that. They were respectful and they didn't recast the role. Eventually they will. Everybody knows eventually they will because that's what they do. They sort of tried to piece together stories from the comics. You know, a lot of times I'm like, why didn't you look at the comic? You know, a lot of times these Hollywood writers, they hurt themselves. You don't understand the material. Just ask a comic book writer.
Right.
They didn't do that. There is tons of comic, property out there where Shuri becomes the Black Panther, Shuri becomes the Queen of whatever. So they didn't do that either. They had made the decision that the Submariner was going to be in the movie, right? Kind of a little bit of the vibe of the Wakanda Atlantis War, also straight from the comic. The best way I can describe this movie is I don't consider it a top tier movie. It's probably right on the border between mid-tier and top tier. There's just no way. The future of Wakanda should be the Agents of Wakanda show on Disney Plus, because they just don't have the Black Panther. I don't care who puts on that costume. It's just not there.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, we
but
talked.
I love watching.
Well, this was part of the conversation we had on Monday. Was is there oversaturation? But all right, let me get through 4 of the vintage books, and then we'll pick this back up. All right, so we have Man Thing, giant size, number 4. We have one available, and it is a presumed grade of 5.5.
I'm looking forward to seeing Man Thing. They had a Man Thing-esque character in Strange Academy. And I very much, Strange Academy is like probably the best thing I'm reading from Marvel right now.
It is the best thing, 100%.
And we have one available for $12.
One of the students, his father, I actually thought it was Man Thing. I'm like, well, Man Thing has a son, but it was just like a similar character.
Well, JD disagrees with you. All right, but let me get to the next book. All right, then we have The Tomb of Dracula, number 20. We have one available, presumed grade of a 7.5. And we have the one available for $25.
Man.
All right. And then we have Dracula giant size number 4, presumed grade of a 7.5. And we have one available for $20.
A buddy of mine just went broke on Comixology buying all this stuff digitally. Dracula, Frankenstein, everything. He's like, I'm never going to go to the comic shops and find this. I'm never going to go to, it's like one of these workaholic guys. But this was his jam back in the day. He loved all the horror stuff. And I said to him innocently, well, you can just pick this stuff up digitally if you're not going to buy the books. The next thing I forget how much, like a crazy amount of money he spent on Comixology. I'm like, dude, you should have waited till there was a sale. There are like back issue sale days on Comixology, but he Dracula, Frankenstein, Werewolf by Night, 4 or 5 other kind of horror titles, Fear of Night. That's what he just grabbed everything they had.
All right, so Stevie B, that's right. Nick was upset at how I brutally treated Rudolph on Monday. So,
oof.
So, but I can bring him back in Rudolph back in and knock him off the desk again.
We get a Rudolph comic next year. It's your fault.
You can blame me. Ed Weird.
You know what? That would be cool if Nick gets the rights to do Rudolph. We'd get like a Ken Hazer version of Rudolph.
Oh my God!
Spikes and horns and everything would be the best.
And you wonder why your emails go to the junk folder. All right. So then next up we have The Avengers number 40. We presumed grade of a 6.5, and we have one available for $40.
Oh, and Submariner is really looking jacked on that cover.
Yeah, right.
He's bigger than Hercules.
Steroids. All right, so
I think like seahorse pills or something.
Yeah, right. All right, so time for the Rex cap. So let's do that. All right. Well, requested by Preston. So here you go, Preston. So all right. So the best offer books of the night. If you joined us in the middle of the show. All proceeds from the best offer, the 4 books I'm about to mention, all the proceeds will go to Drew Ford's wife, or widow. Drew Ford, if you don't know, unexpectedly passed in October due to COVID pneumonia. Very sad story. So all the proceeds from these 4 books, all of it will go to Drew Ford's widow. All right. So first up, we had Dunkirk from the Pages of Combat, signed by Walt Simonson. And Ed Weird is currently in the lead at 25. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, Ed Weird. I mistakenly, Marcus is in the lead at 25. My bad. Sorry. So I'm going to cross you out of there because I know you were trying to get the bid prices up. So Marcus is actually in the lead at 25. So then we had Wasted Lands, Amazing Tales #1, signed by Mike Rawdon and Dave Dorman. And Ed Weird, you are in the lead at 25 on that one. And then we had The Army of Darkness, 1979, #3, TMNT Homage, signed and remarked by Ken Hazer. And Ed Weird is in the lead at 25 on that one. And then Star Wars #1, DF Limited Edition exclusive cover, best offer book, and Creative Keep is in the lead at 30. So again, all 4 of these books, the proceeds. Yeah, I know, Ed Weird. That's why I crossed you out of there. I had made a mistake, and I know you just want to, get the price up to help out Drew Ford's widow. So we appreciate that, buddy.
Yeah.
And Creative Keep is in the lead at 30. So all 4 of these books, whatever they sell at, all the proceeds will go to help out Drew Ford's widow. All right. So then we did the.
JD also put up the link for the.
All right. We're Rupenstein. All right, cool. We're Rupenstein. All right, I got you. We're Rupenstein. You're bringing Dunkirk up to 30. All right. All right. So then we did Superior Spider-Man #27. Now variant, signed with Demon Goblin cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have the one available for $75. Then we did Captain America #1, signed with Kraven the Hunter, cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza.
I just love that the web is the whole cover. I love that.
Yeah, right. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have the one available for $75 tonight. And then we did Avengers versus X-Men #8, presumed grade of a 9.0, and we have one available for $7.50. Then we did Man-Thing Giant Size #4, presumed grade of a 5.5. Suggests we have one available for $12. And then we did the Tomb of Dracula #20, presumed grade of a 7.5. And we have one available for $25.
The continued rumor is that Tomb of Dracula will be next year's Halloween special from Disney Plus, because this year it was Werewolf by Night. There's this kind of thing materializing where these horror books are going to kind of become, I mean, I don't even know. I mean, would you call Werewolf by Night a movie? I mean, it's not, you know what I mean? It's not like 2 hours or anything.
Right.
It's a special. I guess that's a term most people can agree upon. So, you know, they're kind of putting together two. I'd love to see Tomb of Dracula. Again, it really depends, like, the versions they go on this stuff. Werewolf by Night, you know, they hit right on the money. And, you know, we saw Man-Thing. That was just out there.
All right. So then we had Dracula Giant Size #4, presumed grade of a 7.5. And we have the one available for $20. And then finally, we did the Avengers #40, presumed grade of a 6.5. And we have that one available for $40. All right. And then to remind everybody, if you want to enter the drawing for Black Cat #2, Peach Momoko cover, CGC graded 9.8. It is our giveaway item of the night. Suggested retail of $89.99. Put in the chat #LoveEXP, all lowercase, and you will be automatically entered into the drawing. And all right, John Spilios, you got it, buddy.
Those Dracula books are very cool.
This one is going to John.
I agree with Ed Weird on this one. The Werewolf by Night special is one of the best things I've watched from the
It's
MCU.
really good. It was really good. The cast was great.
It's definitely the best thing on Disney Plus that they came out with. I don't think anything.
John Spilios.
Even the trailer was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, the trailer hit, and instantly everybody was like, okay. Like, you instantly got my attention. I didn't know anyone that saw that trailer and said, no, that's not for me. If that wasn't for you, then you should probably cancel your Disney Plus subscription.
So Stevie B says to spread some Yule. Heads up that the Santa Claus Tim Allen series started streaming on Disney Plus, and a Christmas Story sequel debuts tomorrow on HBO Max.
I didn't even know either of those exist.
Stevie B.
What?
I said bah humbug, Stevie B.
Man, don't worry. Santa will bring you your bottle of rye. You can curl up under the tree. And
Ron already got me my bottle of rye. Okay, so what good are you, Santa?
There's a couple.
But bring me an entire cask
I need Tom Hanks as Santa to take me back to where it all went wrong for you. Like Little Rex didn't get the baseball he wanted, so now it's just like, you're dead to me, Santa.
Remember Sizzlers?
Yeah.
Cars used to charge up. I didn't get the one I wanted.
Oh no!
My mom bought the wrong one, so Christmas is dead to me.
My dad knew he would be dead to me if I didn't get the green machine that year. Like a Viewmaster wasn't going to cut it anymore.
Oh, I had the Viewmaster. I had the real heavy mechanical one that had its own light projection. Remember?
That one had the talking Viewmaster too. We have at the break, Alec. I'll text you what a Viewmaster is. I don't.
And weird, if I'm going to get cold, then I'm going to have to pull a Godfather and rip Rudolph's head off and leave it in Nick's office.
There's a couple things that JD mentioned in the chat that I just wanted to touch on real quick. JD liked
Marcus. Marcus.
Yikes! I'm trying to reunite with your son.
You cracked me up, bro. You totally cracked me up.
JD mentioned he liked the Eternals. We're at a point now in the MCU where everyone isn't going to like everything. In the beginning, there was like one movie, so everybody
we talked about this on board.
I didn't like the Eternals. JD did. Awesome. They need him to like the movie. They probably would appreciate if he went more than once, but
how many times did you go?
The Eternals? Mm-hmm. It came out on whatchamacallit.
Oh, that's right.
It's just I watched it, I left it on. I watched it again. I'm like, maybe I'm missing something. By the second watch, I was like, this isn't for me. No.
So you watched it twice.
I've watched it a few times. I've had people over.
I'm just trying to ascertain the facts.
I got some friends are doing well. I've got other friends that are cheap and broken down and can't afford the $10 a month for Disney Plus. So if they want to see something, I'm like, well, come over. I'll make dinner.
All right.
JD also said one other thing too about Black Panther. He loved the movie. He thought it was the movie it was supposed to be. I think for me that's two different things. It absolutely was the movie it had to be because the actor passed away. They couldn't just drop Wakanda entirely. They couldn't just transition it to a cool show where the Dora Milaje are just beating people up. I mean, I'm hoping we get that show next year, but they couldn't transition to that. This was a transitional movie. They wanted to sort of move the story away from Wakanda into. They're always looking to widen the MCU, right? Almost everything now widens the MCU. You know what I mean? That's just because the more they have to work with, the more they have to work with, right? I didn't have a problem with I know a lot of people were upset about, Namor is different. Okay, things change.
Namor?
That I'm not going to do because that's silly. But
what made, I don't want to cut you off, but the fact that they called him Namor like that, he was not called that ever again in the movie. They called him Namor every single time.
It wasn't. They weren't even consistent in their own movie, which I think at some point maybe the director is like, "Nah, Ryan Coogler, like, now let's cut that. That just sounds silly."
All right. So Ed Weird says, John, did you show those Christmas lights with Dallas Cowboys helmet to Rex? All right. So
I did. You got to get on Facebook so you can see
this is very relevant. I may need Alec to like join us for our noon show on Friday on Robbie's channel.
He's got stuff to do.
I was brutal on Monday. I mean, just tagging them left and right. And then the Eagles lose. Worse than that, they lose to Washington, a division rival. I'm going to have to eat a fair amount of crow on Friday, man. Okay?
Now, what I will say is that we played horrible. The Commanders played incredible. And the reffing was god-awful.
Yeah, I agree with that. But
we absolutely deserved to lose that game. But there was nothing going in our favor, at all.
I totally agree with you, but that's not my concern at this moment, because I was unusually brutal with Robbie and his Cowboys and everything else on Monday, figuring it was a lock. And now I know Robbie is like prepping for it as we speak right now. He's thinking of things to say. I fully expect the topic on Friday to be your top 10 favorite cowboy. Okay? Dallas Cowboy. There's no way I'm getting around this, man. It's going to be bad.
That's why I always keep my mouth closed. I always keep my mouth closed.
And oh my gosh, I got to tell you, dude, this is
what now?
I just got a text. We've locked your Amazon account due to unusual activity. New login detected.
Uh-oh.
I am getting spammed all over the place, man.
Yeah, Marcus mentioned it. Namer's actual name is like Kukulkan or something. They're kind of really leaning into the Mesoamerican mythology. There was almost even a little bit of a reference there that the reason he has winged feet is because of the I think it's Quetzalcoatl is the giant flying winged serpent thing from
the serpent god.
Yeah, the serpent
the
god or
serpent
something.
god.
I don't know if they were trying to say that Namor was Quetzalcoatl or whatever. I didn't have any problems with any of that. The one problem I had in the movie is the idea that there is vibranium somewhere other than Wakanda.
Right.
That it just doesn't. You're kind of needlessly removing their uniqueness. There was another way to introduce Talokan, Namor, whatever you want to do. There was another way to do that without sort of robbing Wakanda of the uniqueness of their vibranium, simply because they've already lost their point man. They lost the Black Panther, so to speak, right? So why take that away from them as well? And I understand, I don't know if that's just lazy writing or I just thought that was a terrible idea. Now vibranium can be anywhere. Well, what?
So no. Marcus says John's the expert with 10 views, probably. He's seen it more times than the next normal human being, even movie critics.
He's quoting the movie now.
Yeah, right. Can talk, he starts talking about it in his sleep. His wife wakes up.
Turn in your comic book fan card.
Most of us have real jobs, John.
You don't read our comics. How would you know?
I see. I would go and watch the movie if I had nothing to do all day as well.
I'll tell you what, I will text you a ticket right now. When this is over, you can go. I will text you a ticket and I will pay for it.
You're supposed to buy me beer at Yard House. I want the full package.
We do have to go over there one day and we'll get lunch.
I want that pork burger.
Those movies are a lot better after you've had a few beers, and then you just
everything's a lot better after you've had a few beers, my friend.
There's been a fair amount of Ubering from the theater too, because I'll drive over there. I'm like, I'll just have a beer, I'll be fine, and then, oh, did you like that? You should try this, and the beer tender tries this or whatever, and then I get something to eat, and I'm like, I'll just.
I was gonna say, is yours like one of those bar movie taverns?
Unfortunately, it's not. However,
no, it's right next door.
Right next door, because the RPX Plex or whatever it's called is in the mall, right? Right across from there is a Yard House. So I can literally walk 50 paces and I go in there and I'll hang out. And sometimes if I'm having a good time, I'll take out my phone and I'll change the time of my movie to another time so I can continue to enjoy myself. And then I'll wander over there later.
Yeah, CJ Design beer flights are dangerously fun.
I bring them in with me.
The beer?
Yeah.
I used to do that when I was younger. One of the reason I loved Mickey's, that terrible beer, I don't even know if they make it anymore.
Yes, they do.
The bottles this big, right? I used to be able to stick them in the cargo short pockets.
Yeah, I just put them on. I put them in my coat pockets. Called it a day.
Yeah. Oh Lord.
You just need like a bottle opener keychain.
Obviously, it's not a problem for John since he has Grubhub delivering to him at the movie theater. So, all right. So we got to take our next break. We're going to take our next break and we'll be right back.
Get the inside scoop on everything happening at the experience every week. Join our mailing list by scanning the QR code at the bottom of the screen and then watching your email inbox.
You just finished the last episode of your favorite new show, and you just have to talk about it. But all your friends are ghosting you because of that incident last week at the buffet. Oh, you know the one. What you did to that chowder. Ugh. Keeps me up at night. So what do? Join writer Dan Wickline as he breaks down all your favorite pop culture media. Whether it's a review of the latest nerdy TV show or a dive back into the history of your favorite comic characters, Dan's ready to discuss all the hottest topics live. Join the conversation as Dan live streams Tuesday through Thursday at 5 Eastern 2 Pacific on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. The Dan Wigline Show on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales.
Who would win, Batman or Superman? It's the age-old debate, except it's so much more complicated than that. Nerd Killer Warfare every week on The Experience is your chance to debate other nerds in the questions we've all been asking for years, except we take those debates and turn them up to 11. Go to bit.ly/EXP casting or scan the QR code to be part of the show.
At New York Comic Con 2022, I write the Underfoot graphic novels with Ben Fisher and our artist Michelle Wen, and it's great to be here. You are watching us on The Experience.
And we're back and reading CJ's comment. I guess a lot of people did that. I didn't.
What, roll the beer bottles down?
No, I didn't. I didn't try to sneak beer into the movie theater. I guess I should have.
I just figured it's cheaper to do that.
What's that?
It's just cheaper to bring it yourself.
Before or after?
Yeah, but even in the 80s, it was cheaper than buying.
No. Let me rephrase that. We would drink before and after. Okay.
Now, what I will tell you is they got me. John, I don't know if you bought it. I don't know what the theater is that you go to, but they had that like commemorative Black Panther popcorn. Yeah, I bought it. I had to. They got me.
What did that cost you?
I had to take out a second loan on the house, but
it's like $15 or $18 or something.
Nah, it's 25.
Oh no, I get discounted for everything.
Here we go.
I mean, at first I saw it and I was like, all right. I mean, I was already getting the bigger one to get a free refill. And I think the other one was already like $12 or $13 for me. And I saw it. It was actually like a nice tin that you could wash out and keep. And it also lights up. I was like, all right. You got me.
I got my son. He'll love it. He'll come up.
But that's the thing. I'm going to keep using it. Now I have like a popcorn container at home. So
you know what? Maybe I'll put real popcorn in it this Thanksgiving.
Well, with all the bacon grease, it might be a little difficult to clean out.
I can't put that popcorn in a plastic container. Like if I serve it, if I make a big pot of popcorn, I have to put it in something glass or metal or ceramic. If I put it in plastic, whatever plastic vessel that gets in is ruined.
So Ed Weird brings up, are there any theaters with bars in our area?
In our area, I think out in Pennsylvania, they have one of these dinner theater bars.
It's really funky in the state of New Jersey. Getting a liquor license is like you got to sell your firstborn or something.
We had them more. I'm not sure about the area I live in now, but when I used to live in Westchester, we had a couple out that way. They were really nice, insanely expensive. And I went to a couple out in Oklahoma too. And I mean, it's always nice.
So what was cool, I went to one in Chicago, actually. In Rosemont, not too far from O'Hare Airport. And it was really interesting. They had 2 levels, and upstairs they had, a full, Joel, we're in Cherry Hill, but no, I don't think Cherry Hill does it.
There is a theater in, is it Voorhees? where they have it's like the art theater, and I think they have like maybe a wine and craft beer license or something.
Okay,
but it's not a bar. It's not.
So the way
it's not like an Alamo theater,
right? The way they did it in Chicago, I thought was really cool. Is they had an upper and a lower level, and they had a full restaurant in the upper level. So if you were drinking, you would watch the movie at the upper level, and then lower level was more like a regular kind of movie theater with its concession stands and all that good stuff. That was really cool. When I used to live in Virginia one year, friends of mine invited me and my then wife to go to a place, and they actually served you dinner in the theater. That was kind of a unique experience.
They have some dinner theaters. There was one out in Pennsylvania, and I'm going to say it was out near Wayne County or something. And it was a movie theater, which had been retrofit. About half the seats had been taken out, and they were replaced with dinner tables. And there was a limited menu, and the movie started. And, you had your starters, your main, your dessert. They had like a wine license. It was
JD,
great.
you are incorrect. AR has seen it. That's
too.
how he got sucked into the $25 commemorative Black Panther tin. I have not, which is not unusual at all. But I don't mind spoilers because I forget stuff like the 2 minutes after somebody said it. And Weird says Long Island $18. Yeesh.
That's expensive.
Sounds like a ball game where I'm paying like for $14 beers. Oh, I'll never forget that when I took my nephew. He wanted the commemorative cup, $9. Okay. His burger, $14. My sausage and peppers, like $10.
People hate when I say this, but the way I feel going into, we're now ending 2022 into 2023. Anywhere you go, this is going to happen. You should expect the Disneyfication of movies, restaurants, everything. If you don't want to pay $18 for a cocktail, stay home.
That's why I do.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why people, I think you're seeing bars close. The $1.50 well drink day is done. Not to mention, I really don't want to drink Bay Breezes out of a cocktail out of like a big plastic tub that everyone's been snozzling over at the bar all day.
Well, more than that. All right. So CJ Design, you're absolutely right. I was living in Northern Virginia at the time, so that makes sense. Preston, actually, you'd be surprised, man. I think it's Citizens Bank. You can get mixed drinks.
I was going to say, I'm pretty positive Wells Fargo you can.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to charge you probably more than $18, but CJ, yeah, I was living in Northern Virginia. Apparently that's where I had my son, that I've never met.
Canned cocktails are good.
Did you send that 2,000 over to him yet?
Yeah, it's in the mail. I told him, yeah, just keep checking. It's coming.
I'll wire it in the mail for you.
Yeah, I sent him Venmo, except I don't have Venmo, so I don't know whose account I drew the money out of. Oh, CJ, you live in Fairfax. No kidding. I went to school at George Mason University. So I lived, my first house was in Centerville. So love that area.
Is this your other son?
Yeah, CJ's my other son. I was really kind of wild back in my college days, but
he too in his boxer shorts watching a baseball game.
It's so funny. I really love that area. The whole kind of DC metro area, Northern Virginia, Maryland area. Just the traffic was brutal, and the
traffic is god awful.
So expensive. I mean, you live about a half mile from Mason. So weird, CJ. A few years back, before my daughter graduated from high school, I had to meet with a client down in that area, and I knew I was going to be too far from GMU's campus, and I decided to take my daughter there. And my God, it was such an experience, making me feel so old because so many things had changed. I showed her my old dorm building, and there used to be these kind of like woods, and we used to cut through these woods where there was like a path to get to the student union building to get our meals, and all those woods are gone. They put more dorms up, and I'm looking around and I realized that if the campus wasn't like a big circle, I would have gotten lost. It was like, but thank God the campus is like one big circle. There's like a main road. So I kept driving around a main road going,
I've seen this like that. Drunk college student wanders into the woods.
Yeah, I tell you, it was such a big school. So that's why my daughter, I had advised her to go to a smaller school.
JD, adopt me, Rex.
Yeah. I advised her to go to a small school. I remember my freshman calculus class, we were in an auditorium and there were so many students They need.
I also need $2,000.
Yeah, I'll Venmo you too, JD. No worries. As soon as I have a Venmo account. And I remember that class, the very first, it was one of those 35-minute classes. It would meet Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. The first class was essentially the professor taking roll. And that was the entire first day because there were so many of us. And that was back in the day before identity theft. We were identified, and on my college ID was my social security number. And he didn't call out names; he called out everybody's social security number. 0000000. Are you here, present, or just raise your hand and say present. And the whole class took, and then obviously he never took roll again. And that's when I realized, well, hell, I don't have to show up to every class.
Dude, I'm paying you. Don't tell me when to be here.
But yeah, that was pretty wild. I think that when I went there, enrollment was somewhere around.
Preston say you went in 1962.
Hey, I don't think George Mason had even formed in 1962.
The university had just got.
I believe it was 1965, and it was a satellite school for University of Virginia for UVA. But I think there were like, when I went there, the student body, graduate and undergrad, was something like 25,000, and we were still not the biggest school in the area. That would have been University of Maryland, okay, with their 40K plus student body. But yeah, it was a great area to live in, and I was there, including college, and I got married, bought a house, and I was there for probably better part of a decade, maybe even 15 years of my life. But the traffic could make you nuts, dude, because the Beltway's a circle. So there's no rush hour pattern, because everybody's running in a circle. So it was just, you pull out of your house and it was crazy, but yeah, a really great place. So big, you could find any type of cuisine. It was phenomenal. Yeah, Stevie B, I know. These guys get me distracted. All right, let's get through the rest of these vintage books. All right, so next up we got The Avengers number 42, presumed grade of a 4.5. And we have the one available for $24.
Just send that one to Stevie B, because if he wanted to comic book that badly, we'll just send it to him. We'll bill you. Have a great day, Stevie B. That's going to be my new thing from now on. When someone says, hey, can you do a comic? We'll just bill you. It's okay.
Hey, now I know we've casually been going back and forth on the Black Panther, but now that I finally got everyone else's opinions, I'm gonna be honest. I really liked the movie. I thought it was fantastic. But I will tell you, I think I'm starting to go into all of Marvel stuff where I used to go into these movies and these TV shows like, all right, what's it going to be based off of? What's the event, or what is the comic book series that they're going off of?
Right.
And at this point, I'm going into it that it is its own thing. It has nothing to do with anything. And I think I've been starting to enjoy it more, knowing that it's like just its own separate entity. They're taking comic book characters and they're making their own story. Like with the Black Panther movie, I thought it was really good. I loved Riri Williams. I thought she was a fantastic actress in that movie. I thought she did a great job.
She was very good in the movie.
She had no business being in that movie, though. Absolutely none. Everything that they did with...
Oh, sorry, buddy.
No,
you're talking about Avengers number 42, Stevie B? Because if you're serious, I'll throw in shipping for you on this one, because you were so patient. So let me know, Stevie B.
This is goofing, man.
Yeah, John has no authority here. He just comes in for his free Dynamite comics and whatever he can sneak out under his shirt.
Did you not see the description on my original art from Ken Hazer? The best thing that happened to this company since Nick. You're looking at it.
All right, so Stevie B, let me know. All right, Avengers number 42, $24. I'll throw in free shipping on this one for you. All right, let me know. Presumed grade of a 4.5, brother. All right, so then we had Tales to Astonish, Submariner and the Incredible Hulk.
Nice.
Presumed grade of a 2.5. We have one available for $15.
I love this, the orientation here. I think I saw this once before, and I just love this. I love the sort of...
All right, Stevie B, I got you for Avengers number 42.
I love this.
Free shipping because I promised.
They look like they're fighting in Myrtle Beach, although it's probably supposed to be New York. But that's like the picture of the Strand in Myrtle Beach in my hotel room.
And weird. Yes, Preston, that was a name drop. Everybody drink.
Everybody.
Oh my God, too funny.
You imagine that at like the annual meeting? Well, we've got John.
All right. Next up, we have The Tomb of Dracula, number 65. Presumed grade of a 6.0. And we have the one available for $12. So, John Spilios, I know you're a Dracula fan, so let me know on that.
Those are nice.
And to remind everybody, we have the giveaway tonight will be Black Cat number 2 Peach Momoko cover. CGC graded, guaranteed 9.8. All right, Preston's claiming the Submariner versus
nice.
Hulk. You got
I'll
it.
tell you, if Black Cat was Iron Cat, she'd have a better chance against the alien.
All right, so got you down, Preston. All right, so this is the giveaway. All right, so John Spilios is claiming Dracula. Got you, John.
Nice. All right. I love when we do these vintage books. It reminds me of the days when, like, I used to go and, search through the, poverty was good for me back then because then I actually had to look for the books as opposed to, send it to me.
All right, so to enter the giveaway, throw up in the chat, #LoveEXP, all lowercase, and we'll do the drawing right after best offers close. All right, let's do a couple of signed books and get that out of the way. All right, so we have Amazing Spider-Man, Renew Your Vows, number 5, signed in silver by Justin Ponsor. And we have one available, one of 15 signed for $69.99. And this was a part of a collection that I broke apart of 1 in 15s and decided to bring them on the air individually. Nice. So all the different variant covers signed by Ponsor. All right. And so, I mean, when's it supposed to start streaming, Black Panther?
Oh, I think they said January? End of January, beginning of February?
Black Adam is there, I see a D&D book. Is there? I don't know.
Does he mean like up on one of the shelves or on the rack?
I think on the rack.
I was going to say, I don't think on the rack.
D&D, I don't think so.
I don't think so, buddy.
Which book is it you think is a D&D book? I'll look at it.
So maybe we got dizzy with JD doing that flippy thing.
Oh, okay.
All right, Edward, no worries, buddy.
When we come back from the 7:30 break, we'll talk about New Comic Book Day a little bit.
Yeah, we do need to talk about that. They zoomed in. And it's Army of Darkness. Okay, gotcha, buddy. So I'm looking forward to seeing Black Panther. I think it's okay. The reviews are, John had some issues about, but I think, again, we talked about this on Monday. That's an uphill battle. You're spitting in the wind.
Yeah, to be clear, I enjoyed the movie. If I kind of sold like all the negative up front, I enjoyed the movie. I mean, like I said, I've seen it now 10 times, and I'm sure I'll see it more. I'll probably go back maybe one day this week and do Black Adam and Black Panther before Black Adam leaves the theater. But it was difficult for them to make the mountaintop that I want them to be on. Right. I kind of, I'm comparing it to the first movie. I'm comparing it to some other top tier Captain Marvel MCU movies, and I just don't see it getting there.
Well, you missed this, Alec, on Monday, right? So Ron Shepard's gift arrived on Monday. So we opened it up and we saw there was something for John. So I tried to call him. This is middle of the day.
Funny. This is really
right?
funny.
So he didn't pick up, right? So Amy goes, did he didn't pick up? I go, no. He's probably watching Black Panther again. And then he finally, right before the show, he calls me back. He goes, hey, what's up, bud? He goes, I was in the movie theater watching Black Panther. And I started cracking up. I mean, you could call that, dude. I mean, if they took book at this in Vegas, you never see me on the show again. Because I would retire off that money. Okay? Are you kidding? Because I knew that's the only reason you wouldn't take my call. So he goes so much. Did I tell you about the hot dog story? So it's in a local mall, Morristown Mall, the movie theater. And the movie theater is right next to the food court. And there is a place that John's friends with called Moondog Grill. Okay. And they have a great chili dog. And I tried their burgers once, right? And I know John knows the owner. So I happened to be there and I didn't know what the owner looked like. But they're one of those food places where they have pictures of, famous celebrities eating hot dogs and stuff. And the owner's in some of those pictures. So I looked at the picture and saw that it was the owner, right? So I said, hey, I'm a friend of John Cole's and blah, blah, blah. And he goes, oh my God. He goes, John was just here. You just missed him. He goes, he just went to see a movie. I go, that's a shocker. So next thing you know, I said, watch this. I'm going to text John. I text John, I know you're at the movies. Okay. What were you watching? Smile?
I actually just saw that.
So I go, and John, I know you're watching, because the owner of Moondog Grill said, oh yeah, he's watching Smile. I go, and I know you're watching Smile, right? I'm figuring I would get John to look over his shoulders, what the, is this guy stalking me? What's going on? Okay. Oh, it was so funny, man. All right. But and not long after that, you shot a picture of the hot dog. Which hot dog was that you had?
That was one that he makes for me with these little corn fritters and their spicy comeback sauce and fried onion petals.
Oh my God, corn fritters! I had that so long.
Yeah, they actually are pretty.
I think he calls it the cornier dog because it's kind of got a little bit of a corn dog flavor with the fritters, but it's like a proper griddle Sabret's hot dog on a potato roll.
Nice little joint. Family owned business. So I always try to do my part to support family owned business.
Him and his wife. I think the nephew works sometimes.
Yeah, I don't I'm not a big fan of chains. I realize that most chains that open or franchises that open, they obviously it's a local person, whatever. But a portion of that money is going to some big fat cat CEO sitting at a desk somewhere.
Not only that, but if I eat at whatever you want to call it, I don't care what the name of it, Red Robin. If I eat at one Red Robin, I've essentially eaten at all the Red Robins, right?
Yeah,
so I'm
JD. JD. Seriously, that means it's Wednesday. Okay, we seem to have gone off topic. How odd.
I'm always looking for, same with barbecue. I'll hit a little barbecue place and people will be like, oh, Famous Dave's is not that far.
The one in Cherry Hill closed.
Yeah, because it was.
Yeah, it's
in the barbecue world, it was weak.
Jay Burns. Never happens when I'm working, JD. That's right, Jay Burns. You keep us on track, brother. Okay. JD's all over the place, man.
All these accounts are just Kyle, man. There's no actual Jay or JD. It's all Kyle.
He should really talk to somebody about that. All right.
Speaking of barbecue, get Kyle. Ask Kyle. I don't know if he's in the office or whatever. Kyle will probably tell you. In the barbecue world, Famous Dave's is very mediocre. You know what I mean?
I agree.
It's not terrible. It's not you should cut off an arm to get out of there.
If you're someplace and you feel like barbecue and you're not from that place, it's like anything else. It's a franchise you're familiar with, and that
as soon as someone uses a sauce with corn syrup, I'm out because you've already told me all you need to know.
I'll tell you one of the best chili places, and CJ might know this. One of the best chili places of all time is in Alexandria, Virginia, and I don't know if they're a chain, but they used to always be crowded. It's a place called Hard Times, and they serve both Cincinnati and Texas style chili. Nice. And they served a chili mac, or you could just have the chili.
I have to remember that because I drive through Alexandria every time.
I gotta tell you, I had not probably been in that place for 25 years, 30 years, maybe even. So I'm not even sure if they're still around, but they were always packed. Excellent chili, both styles. You got one near you. Okay, so Stevie B. I don't know if Quiznos is still around. I don't
think it is.
Weren't they the first ones that toasted cold hoagies or something?
Yeah, but you know what? I think I hate to say this, Stevie B, but I think there are Quiznos on the New Jersey Turnpike at the rest stops. I think is the last time I saw one.
That's not great.
But all right, let's get a Dynamite book, a couple of Dynamite books in before we got to go to our last final break. All right, we have Vampirella Mind Warp #3, Virgin Incentive Cover, 1-in-25 ratio by Jonathan Case.
This is a great cover, man. I was speaking to Jeff Parker today.
Drink. Name drop.
There it is.
Not only did Jonathan Case weigh in, but Benjamin Dewey, the artist on the book, weighed in. This is like one of these projects where everybody's having a great time. They're kind of digging the 60s vibe. Someone like Jonathan Case, who is a Vampirella reader, really kind of loves the opportunity to kind of mess around in here a little bit. These guys have a lot of fun stuff planned.
All right, so we have this available for $40. All right, and we have the one available And then we have Sheena, Queen of the Jungle, number 10, limited edition virgin cover by Lucio Perillo. And we have this available, one available for $40. All of his covers like a work.
This one isn't available. Nor is it $40.
It's not available. You're taking that home.
You know what? Anytime I see someone do a green cover, I just assume that's kind of like,
Stevie B
signal to take away.
I have always loved Roy Rogers. Very sad that they've closed down, but you're right.
Your holster of fries and horsey sauce?
You can get them on the New Jersey Turnpike still, and select other rest stops in the area. Quiznos. Now, Edward, if I remember, you're from Canada. Yeah, they've died here in the States. I mean, I don't know where there's a Quiznos. Because the problem is that toasting the sandwich is kind of cool. But I can get that done at Wawa.
No, but nobody likes hot lettuce.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
I'm a big fan of chicken cutlet sandwiches in the South Jersey, South Philly area. Chicken cutlet sandwiches are like their own little thing. I've mentioned on the show, of my friend's bakery, there's a John Cole sandwich that I've made with chicken cutlet. There's no lettuce and tomatoes. Nobody likes hot salad.
I'm sorry, Edward.
Even at a burger joint, the last thing they put on your burger, lettuce, tomato, onion, pickle, jalapenos, whatever you ordered. Nobody wants that stuff hot. And they would make up their sandwich with their brown iceberg lettuce or whatever, and then they would put it in that little electric oven thing or whatever they called it. They would come out and you'd be like, it's skimpy, your bread tastes terrible, and now my salad is hot. I don't understand how they became a thing.
Double R burger, and then JD. I love the toppings bar as well. This was their secret that I discovered. They butter the buns.
Oh, Roy Rogers?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They used to have a thing, a round thing, and the buns would sort of.
Yep. So, I think so too, Preston. I think you're right. I remember going up the PA Turnpike and.
Plus, I read the difference between Roy Rogers and Arby's back in the day was Roy Rogers seasoned their meat more aggressively.
I'm not gonna lie to you. When I was working at Runnymede, there were a couple times that I would take from where I live to Runnymede. You can either take 295 or you can take the Turnpike and exit 3. I would actually take the Turnpike so I could stop at the Roy Rogers and pick up lunch. Oh man, yeah, I miss Roy's. Where Rubenstein, I know, Golden Corral. Oh my god.
I always feel like
it's garbage.
When I see people going in there, I'm like, don't give up on life. Don't do it. They're wandering in so they can stick their faces in some kind of cheddar fountain.
When they first came in the area,
it's
when they came into this area, right, Edward. We want to expand our horizons, move beyond just spam talk, but we could go back to it.
Yeah, the Golden Corral.
Yeah, when they came into the area and I took my daughter there, I realized
you don't love that kid at all, do you?
Well, it was there. It was the one in West Berlin. We just happened to be there, right? And I got to tell you, we ate there once. I realized I am. I got to tell you, I realized I took a couple of bites of the food. I'm like, we can never eat here again. I have high blood pressure. Dude, I don't know. They must use truckloads of salt. Everything
is disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting.
There's like a 40 to 140 degree temperature range where anything outside that range, food goes bad, right? But if you really hyper sodiumize and hyper sugarize everything, you can get that to last a little longer. So they make these hideous little cheeseburgers just loaded with sodium and corn syrup or whatever, and they can sit it on a buffet for 10 hours. And there are people, I hate to say it, there are people in this country that will pay money to eat a 10-hour-old cheeseburger. And they'll be bragging, I'm at the Golden Corral, y'all. And I'm like, you're kidding me, right? Literally, hogs at my house have eaten better than this.
All right, so we got to take our last break. We're going to go take our last break.
We'll come back, we'll talk about New Comic Book Day.
New Comic Book Day, and I'll tell you the best buffet I've ever been to in my entire life. All right, stay with us.
Did you know that every experience show, including some exclusive content, streams on Twitch? Check it out, twitch.tv/the_EXP. Or just scan that QR code.
Imagine being at a convention and going to an interview panel that's just for you. No bustling crowds, no hours-long lines, just you, the moderator, and your favorite comic book creators. Well, this is pretty much that. Miss Jen sits down every week with 2 comic book creators for a live stream interview about their latest work, and you can ask them whatever you want. It's Talking Shop, Mondays at 5 Eastern on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales.
There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit ComicShopLocator.com to find a store near you.
All right, and we're back, and I have no idea where John went. He walked out of the room, whatever.
Gone.
He'll be back. JD, absolutely. Go ahead, buddy.
Didn't expect to put my face up there. That's weird. Anyway, I just wanted to. Hi, that's my face. My face is a logo. It's, I've told you before.
You should get that check, JD. It can't be good.
Well, the thing is, I am a bot who's gained sentience, and now, along with sending out those texts to you about, being your son and needing $2,000, I also work here. But the big announcement is that on Monday, Miss Jen Talking Shop at 5 p.m. Eastern. We were only scheduled to talk to Dan Dido, which was, exciting enough. He's the new publisher over at Frank Miller Presents. But now at 5:30. He will be joined by the man himself. Frank Miller will be here on The Experience talking about the new lineup at Frank Miller Presents, talking about the, his direction for the company. And we're going to have the artists on and lots of people at the company talking about Ronin, talking about Ancient Enemies. So it's going to be a really exciting show Monday, 5 p.m. Frank Miller on The Experience.
That's cool.
That is very cool. That is very cool. John, stop eating the chocolate laid out for employees.
I was told, have as much as I would like, leave the rest to the wage slaves. That's what I was told by the publisher.
I see you only eat the good chocolate too.
I was told we wouldn't be where we are if it wasn't for me.
Well, what's the good chocolate?
Joking. It was a joke, okay?
No, I was going to say we'd be much better off than we are now.
Oh, God. All right, so next up.
Nice, JD. We had Tad letters.
Hello, Dave. All right, so next up we got The Tomb of Dracula, number 64.
Weren't we supposed to be doing a new comic book?
Oh, yeah. Let me get this book out.
Okay.
Presumed grade is 6.0, and we have one available for $12.
South Jersey has a fried bologna tradition, by the way. When I was a kid, like every divorced dad that got stuck with their kid on the weekends when the mom went out knew how to do one thing. Like get the end of the bologna from the deli, chop it up with like a pepper, and stuff it in a Kaiser roll and give it to their kid. So this way, when the tipsy mom would inevitably call to see how the kid was, been fed and great. The kid was probably watching something on HBO that they shouldn't be. There was like three things that dads could make, and that was one of them.
Got you, John. I got you now for Tomb of Dracula, number 64. All right, so you know what? Let me get this out of the way real quick, and you guys then we can talk about New Comic Book Day. This is the last Dracula book because John seems to be on a roll. Tomb of Dracula, number 67, presumed grade of 6.0, and we have one available for $12. So at this point,
Preston said all the Dracula books belong to John.
Right, so that's why I kind of want to throw that out there for John. If he is looking, the Tomb of Dracula, number 67, presumed grade 6.0, and we have the one available for 12. So let me know, John Spilios, if you want to pick up the entire run, my friend.
He's almost there at this point.
Wait, is that another one? Wait, no, the chat's coming up. So, all right, so you claim the last one, right? I'm just making sure. Yes, okay, gotcha, John. All right, so those are now
send it
gone.
to them. They're not paying attention.
Especially
Did I buy this?
especially when you name drop as much as you do. All right, so New Comic Book Day. Go ahead, fellas.
Al, go. This is his thing, man.
Man, Marvel's getting rough. I'll tell you that. They're getting pretty rough to get through these books.
I'm glad he said it.
I've dropped so many, and I'm giving some new ones a shot. Like this week, you had, what was it? We had Blade, Vampire Nation, Murder World Avengers. Namor as Submariner is not new, issue 2, but then Gold Goblin. Now, I went into it like, you know what? Some new series. Give it a shot. We'll see how it is. The Blade one, all of them I had zero expectations, except Namor. I already read the first issue. It is what it is. It's boring, but it's boring, but there's a nice mystery. Like, they're leading to stuff, so I'll let that one slide. Gold Goblin it's not good. It's just not good. It's very boring. Nothing really happens, and I still can't get over the fact that Norman Osborn is just like not only a good person now, but Peter Parker is also cool with him. I just can't look past it. Didn't like that. The other one that was new.
I'm glad he said it because everyone would say I'm an old man and a gatekeeper. So I'm glad that the young man said this is terrible.
It doesn't make sense. I can't get out of it. I can't get past it. The suit looks pretty bad. And his whole thing was he's like, oh, I hate that they're calling me the Goblin, even though I've been the Goblin since the beginning of time. And then all of a sudden, a spoiler, but out of nowhere, he just all of a sudden is like, all right, actually, it's not that bad. They're calling me the Gold Goblin. It's actually kind of cool. Like, I hate it. I hate it. But the Blade Vampire Nation, I will admit, I'm not reading. So it says from the pages of Avengers. I have not read a single thing with the Avengers. So I didn't feel lost. I felt as though it was a good for new readers. I don't know why Blade is all of a sudden. I don't know why Blade is cool with Dracula. But I was willing to look past that because I don't read the Avengers. Not horrible by any means.
I unfortunately do.
and I do want to hear about that, but I have to give props to this one. This one, Murder World Avengers, had absolutely no business whatsoever being a good book, and it was awesome. It had no business even being decent. But you know what? I saw my dude. I don't even think you can see it. I think his first name is Jim, but Jim Zub wrote it. And that dude kills it on what he writes.
Jim Zub is very good.
Jim Zub was really good. I think he did the Spider-Punk series that just came out. And I also think that he's doing the new Miles Morales series. So I saw Zub on it, had to pick it up. I will admit, I didn't like the artwork. It looked very cartoonish, childish, wasn't my thing. But it was more of an adult book, if that makes any sense. I liked it. It was really cool, even though it's like the whole thing is based on Arcade, and nobody really cares about that character either. So, like, there's nothing about that book that should have been good, but it was actually.
Now I have to go back and read it. As soon as I saw the art style, I was like, "No, I'm good."
Oh, right. The artwork was bad. It was not good. I hate saying artwork is bad because I can barely draw a stick figure.
It was not to my liking.
It's not to my liking. It looked very childish. It looked very cartoonish, and not for me. But great story, Jim. I know if you ever watch this, you kill it, man.
You want me to text him real quick? Let him know you like.
Is that a name drop?
No, I don't know who he is.
I was going to say if he knows. If he knows him,
Jim Zub is like you know how DC had the Monitor and the Anti-Monitor during Crisis? Right now, Marvel is going through a creative crisis, and you've got Jason Aaron. The Jason Aaroning of Marvel is like, it's soul damaging. It's so bad. And then you've got Jim Zub, which is like the anti-Aaron. Low-key, well-constructed stories. Everybody likes it. Everyone isn't like slathering all this praise on him. I, for some reason, just decided to do it. For whatever reason, over a 4-day period, I read 58 issues of the Avengers. Everything Jason Aaron did. Because everyone was telling me, you're such a huge Avengers fan. How can you miss that? And I would tell people, like, I come from the age of, like, Marv Wolfman and George Perez, Kurt Busiek and George Perez, Mark Waid. Like, I know what the Avengers books are supposed to look like. And I'll tell you right now, these books, just give it a shot. So, I got to, get something out of my Marvel Unlimited subscription. So I decided to read 58, 59 issues or whatever it was.
Props to you.
And I got to tell you,
he's got a lot of free time. You know?
Maybe my perception is off because I just read them one after another, after another, after another. But this guy has somehow convinced editors at Marvel and the publisher that the crazier the better. Let's just go wild and get people to like it.
No.
People who have no business being in the Avengers or in the Avengers, these crazy stories, vampires taking over, this one's taking over. And you can almost clock it. Every 10 issues or so, there's something celestial related, which is destroying the Earth. And I'm just like, dude, look, I get it, man. You're like a one-trick pony. And people are like, oh, you shouldn't say that. If you like his work, that's fine. I'm telling you right now, I would be livid if I had spent, $4 a book, 60 issues. Right. Do the math, what that costs you, even if you get like a discount or whatever. I'd be furious. I was never so grateful to have my Marvel Unlimited subscription where they're like, just read it. There are good things out there. But basically, Avengers fans went from Mark Waid, and I think there was a short run by someone else. I apologize. I can't remember. And then they went to this Jason Aaron thing. And it's all these kinds of crazy characters and Blade with like a man thing on his arm where it's shooting, And this guy must have thought, man, wouldn't it be great? I'm picturing this guy sitting in his house, like in his boxer shorts, just banging away at his laptop, thinking about how cool it would be for Blade to have a man thing to shoot endless spikes out at vampires.
You want to know what I think about when I read stuff like that? I think that man hates his job so much that he does not want to do this anymore. And Marvel's like telling him, like, you have to write more issues. You have to do this. And he's like, yes. No, I do not want to. So he just makes it crazy. That's what I was a firm believer on the Nick Spencer run for Amazing Spider-Man. I kept thinking, why are they going all these issues? Why do they keep doing this?
Because they're told to. They get paid to.
He must not, in my brain, he did not want to do it anymore at all. And they just kept telling him, you have to do it. And he just kept doing it. Well, that's the only thing I could logically think of.
There's no editorial process, right? You've got the publisher who's a guy, just a person. I could be the publisher because I'm not doing anything, right? And then you've got these corporate suits that are like, we have to do this, we have to do that. We're looking at the numbers. You know what I mean? We have a Captain America movie coming out, so push this, that. So the editor basically just tells the writers, just give me something, man. Just give me something. And so at that point, maybe the writers even had like a legitimate passion to do the work of the character.
Right.
But after the crushing weight of corporate expectations and demands, okay, Ghost Rider, it's going to be cool. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. The guy did come up with a legitimately cool idea, and it was Avengers at the Dawn of Time. And the initial appearance of that was really neat.
Is that all the same run?
Yeah. It's been 60 issues of... I call this, you know how there's the Age of Apocalypse and the Age of this? I call this run on the Avengers by Jason Aaron the Age of Excrement, because I just don't know what else to call it. There's a couple, decent things in there, but for the most part, really powerful characters. And, this is another thing. I guess when little Jason Aaron was growing up, he loved the New Universe and Star Brand. I get it, man. I think it was like one of the first things John Romita Jr. drew. I had him sign a copy of it for me years ago. That's great, man. Jamming that character into the Marvel Universe in a meaningful way in 2019, 20 when he's doing this, just no. Stop, please. The guy's style, his take on this, none of that stuff is to my liking. And I just, you see right here, JD's putting out there. A lot of creatives went through rough times during the lockdown, right? So I think it shows in a lot of the work. Marvel, the same way I stopped reading DC Comics because I love DC characters so much, is what I'm at now with Marvel. People are like, oh, you love the Legion of Superheroes. I absolutely love the Legion of Superheroes. Do you read it? No. Do you know why? Because every time I grab a couple issues, it's terrible. They put like Brian Michael Bendis on the book. So I'm thinking, this guy created the Ultimates. Let me give it a shot. 7 issues of just absolute garbage. And I'm like, did he really write this? And you got him tied up in a room somewhere and he's just signing off on this stuff. It was terrible. So, my single favorite DC character is Green Lantern. Shock to no one, right? After the Jeff Johning of the Green Lantern universe, they absolutely needed to sort of come back to some sort of one guy, one ring, one mission. Or one woman for that matter. I don't care. Instead, it just sort of, John spun out all this thing, the spectrum, the rings, everybody's this, that. My ring is red, blue. Everybody's swapping rings around like it's some kind of, weird college beer party and everybody's trying something else. They needed to sort of say, okay, let's get back to what this is about. And they just never did. You've got characters running around with different rings, a black ring. I'm dead, but I'm still a Black Lantern. I'm like, come on, man. It's just, and they can't say goodbye to Kyle Rayner. I've never been a Kyle Rayner fan. I don't like him. I've never liked him. He was rammed down our throat for years and years, and then he went away. Perfect. Yet he's back. Now he's the Alpha Lantern, the Honor Lantern. Just tell me you don't want me to read the book.
Okay, hold your passive-aggressive anger for 1 second because I can get through the rest of these books, Dave.
No one's buying this stuff.
Well, actually, John Spilios and Stevie B. All right, here we go.
So
get through the rest of the vintage books real quick. 9 minutes, the best offer ends. So let me do a recap of the best offers because that is the proceeds are going all to Drew Ford's widow. So we got Dunkirk from the Pages of Combat, signed by Walt Simonson, where Rubenstein is currently in the lead at $30. We have Wasted Lands, Amazing Tales #1, signed by Mike Rodden and Dave Dorman, and Ed Weird is in the lead at $25. Then we have The Army of Darkness, 1979, #3, TMNT Homage, signed and remarked by Ken Hazer. Ed Weird is in the lead at $25. And then we have Star Wars #1, DF Limited Edition, exclusive cover, best offer book. Creative is in the lead at $30. And keep in mind that all the proceeds from the sale of these 4 books will be going to Drew Ford's widow. All right. So let me get through the rest of the vintage books real quick. So we have Captain America #193, presumed grade of a 6.0. And we have one available for $15. And then we have Captain America #194, presumed grade of 6.0. And we have one available for $9. Now, was this the first issue that they started adding the Falcon into the title?
I don't think so.
Because, hey, JD Flash 193 back up.
I could be wrong.
I think it might be. That's 193. We have that for 15, presumed grade 6. And then 194. Hey, what's going on, Neil? And then 194 again. Yep. And there's the Falcon.
Yeah.
I think it might be. So this, we think, might be the first time that the Falcon was added to the trade dress as obviously a permanent character in the book. All right. Then we had Captain America #195, presumed grade of 6.0. And we have one available for $9. Yeah, no, Marcus, I'm not saying this is not the first appearance of Falcon, but I think it's the first time
the title change.
Yeah, that they added.
Now I can't speak if it's the first time this has ever happened, but at least Captain America and Falcon 160 has Falcon written on it.
Oh, it does? Okay. So I could be wrong. But I got you, Preston, for 193. All right. So then we had The Man Thing #14.
We're going to back to the comic book day, what we did like.
Presumed grade of a 6.5. And we have one available for $16. And then we have The Man Thing #17. All right. I'll leave. All right. 17. Presumed grade of 6.0. We have one available for $17.50. Yeah, Marcus says it's 134 actually. All right. And then we have Black Panther #5, presumed grade of a 9.0. And we have the one available for $30. And then we have finally Captain America #196, presumed grade of a 6.0. And we have one available for $9. All right. And then, all right. So let me get through all the books and then we'll do a quick Rex cap. So then we also had Avengers #1, signed by Mark Waid. Suggested we have one available, #151 out of 60. And we have one available for $39.99. And then we have Action Comics #974, signed in crimson red by Dan Jurgens. Number 4 of 15 signed, and we have one available for $59.99. All right. So, and as always, we have the Dynamite Den Pack Reader Set available. It's just retail $40 or higher. And we have it, as always, for $5.50 a copy as a thank you to our viewers. All right, so let's do the Rex cap real quick. Dunkirk from the Pages of Combat, signed by Walt Simonson. Proceeds going to Drew Ford's widow, where Rubenstein is in the lead at $30. Wasted Lands, Amazing Tales #1, signed by Mike Rawdon and Dave Dorman. Proceeds going to Drew Ford's wife. Ed Weird is in the lead at $25. The Army of Darkness, 1979, #3, TMNT Homage, signed and remarked by Ken Hazer. Proceeds going to Drew Ford's wife. Ed Weird is in the lead at $25.
Slow down. You're making Stevie B dizzy.
That's all right. It's because he's taking too many shots from your name dropping. So then we
many
had
comics in a row.
So then we had Star Wars #1, DF limited edition exclusive cover. Best offer, proceeds going to Drew Ford's widow. Creative Keep is in the lead at $30. Then we did the Superior Spider-Man #27, now variant signed with Demon Goblin cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. It's just a retail of $149.99, and we have one available for $75. Then we had Captain America #1, signed with Kraven the Hunter, cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. It's just a retail of $149.99. We have one available for $75. Then we had Vampirella Mind Warp #3, Virgin Incentive cover, 1-in-25 ratio by Jonathan Case. And we have the one available for $40. Then we had Sheena, Queen of the Jungle #10, limited edition Virgin cover by Lucio Perillo.
This is a great book, man. This is very I really wish more people were reading this. I really do, because this is good. I think this is one of these books that'll get a bout back when it comes out, like in a trade.
And we have one available for $40. Okay, and then we had the Ninjets #3. I didn't actually mention this book. #3 FOC incentive cover by Virgin UV cover, ratio 1-7 by Lee Ricks Lee. Suggested retail of $50. We have one available for $15.
Do you not like this book? Part of the Jennifer Blood universe?
What do you mean? Dude, there's just too many books. I mean, you know, I had one set and then they threw all this extra on me. So now I feel pressure to get through this. All right, so we still have Avengers versus X-Men #8. Presumed grade of a 9.0, and we have one available for $7.50. Then we had Man-Thing, giant size #4, presumed grade of a 5.5, and we have one available for $12. Then we had the Avengers #40, presumed grade of a 6.5. I'm sorry, yeah, #40, presumed grade of 6.5, and we have one available for $40. Then we had Captain America #194, presumed grade of a 6.0, and we have one available for $9. And then we had Captain America #195, presumed grade of a 6.0, and we have one available for $9 as well. Then we had the Man-Thing #14, presumed grade of a 6.5, and we have one available for $16. Then we had Man-Thing #17, presumed grade of a 6.0, and we have one available for $17.50.
Adventure of the Fear.
And then we had Black Panther #5, presumed grade of a 9.0, and we have one available for $30.
Nice.
And then we had Captain America #196, presumed grade of a 6.0, and we have one available for $9. And then we had Black Cat #2. Oh, this is the giveaway.
Kirby covers, and I think
Black Cat
doing Kirby style covers.
Black Cat #2, Peach Momoko cover, CGC grade 9.8. That is the giveaway of the night, which we will draw as soon as best offers end. Then we had Amazing Spider-Man, Renew Your Vows #5, signed in silver by Justin Ponsor. And we have one available for $69.99. Then we had Avengers #1, signed by Mark Waid. Number 151 out of 160. We have one available for $39.99.
See, this is the run that kind of spoiled people for the Avengers. You got Wade. I forget who's doing on the inside pencils. You had Alex Ross doing covers. Like when you hit the benchmark that high, before that, I think it was Busick and Perez. Right. And then you kind of go to where they are now. It's just very difficult.
All right. And then finally, Action Comics number 974, signed and read by Dan Jurgens. And we have one available for $59.99. All right. So congratulations to the best offer winners. Thank you for your generosity, as proceeds will go to Drew Ford's widow. And that's it.
Yeah. I mean, there was new comic book stuff day that was good. I mean, of course, I'm biased, but I love the Dynamite stuff. Ninjets, I'm looking to see where that book goes as they continue to expand the Jennifer Blood universe.
Right.
And I continue to heavily hint for a Jennifer Blood series on Amazon.
In due time.
Immortal Red Sonja is the best. I mean, I like Red Sonja. I've read the character for 40-ish years. I love Immortal Red Sonja. I think it's a little bit of a different direction, a new energy, a new element to the story. Vampire Mind Warp is just fun. It's like especially it's made for everyone, but Vampire Mind Warp has a lot of cues for like the old readers who literally remember when she did run around in a miniskirt.
So Jeff Wedding, it came out to 110. Thank you guys for bidding on those books. And again, before the end of the show, JD, if you could throw up the link to the GoFundMe page, feel free to hit that up and make any donations you want to Drew Ford's widow. And then JD, spin that wheel if you would.
Thank you, JD. CJ Design.
CJ Design.
Congratulations.
Cool.
That's a nice book.
CJ, make sure you fill out the submission form so we have a ship to address for you, buddy. But congratulations, you are the winner of the Black Cat number 2.
Yeah,
Momoko cover CGC graded 9.8, brother. Yeah, but please make sure you, JD, if you get a chance, throw up the link. And I'm not sure if I have CJ's contact info. I may not, but I'm getting old. So CJ, if you wouldn't mind, throw that up and we'll get that out the door to you, my friend. Congrats.
Alex, unfortunately, Rex took up so much of the time with comics. We don't have enough time to go through everything, but is there something you like this week for New Comic Book Day?
Oh, and weird. Yeah, I can add a 10-pack for you as well, my friend.
Let's see.
No. It would be funny if you just said no. Back to you.
No, there were some good books. I feel like a lot of the books I picked up this week, a lot of them were kind of not filler, but more of a plot driven. We hit that point where there's a lot of action, and now all of a sudden we need to regroup. We need to figure out what's next. So there's a lot of books like that. But this one's a new one from Image that I got. It kind of surprised me, mainly because it had a $7.99 price tag on it.
Yikes, that surprises me too.
I wasn't
American money?
I wasn't going to get it at first.
Hey, CJ, just fill out the form for us just in case, okay? So I have your info, so we'll be able to send that 9.8 out to you. I'm sorry, go ahead, Alec.
You're good. It was a really unique concept. Like I said, it's an oversized issue, but you've got this kingdom. It's called the Pale City, and they've basically they're scared of color. They fear color. They don't want any color in their kingdom.
That's my chroma, the cover I got.
Yeah, and one of the monsters that they shown, that's like, oh, this monster, we're gonna hunt this because we want to show the color kingdom or the color king that we don't want this anymore, blah 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 blah. And it turns out that they've been kind of lying about it, and this monster isn't actually a monster.
Oh, that's cool.
It was really unique. It was really different, and there was a cliffhanger at the end. But it was the colors and just the story that was told. Because while most of the pages were more black and white, I don't even want to call it black and white. It really was pale.
So worth the $8?
I felt like I got my money's worth, and I usually don't say that for any book that's over $5. But it was. I was pretty surprised at how good it was. I'll put it that way.
All right, cool.
Alex, thanks for joining us, man.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank
you to the viewers.
Everybody, and for everybody who donated.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Your
so
generosity is appreciated. We will be. I will be on with Robbie on PCP, his channel, noontime Eastern on Friday.
JD, is there something coming up next?
So if you want to watch Robbie beat me up on Friday, tune into his show at noon.
I ain't tuning into
and
that.
then it's gonna be brutal, dude. It's gonna be a bloodbath.
You did it to yourself.
And then on Friday night, Nick will be back at 7 p.m. Eastern with his original art show. So be sure to tune in. Does pressing the submit button redirect to a new page? It should. Yes. The submission form has changed. Kyle did a little bit of updating, so you may be looking at a different kind of submission form. All right. So thank you, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Quick. Wait, Nick is here. He did show up.
Friday, 3 giveaways. 3 giveaways in Friday show. Who won tonight's giveaway?
It would be CJ Design.
Congratulations, CJ. Alec, good to see you. Did your
What's
special
going on,
guest
buddy?
show up?
A special guest.
Come on, the baby.
No, I keep my door closed. Can't have her coming in all the time.
There you go. All right, brother. Great to see you. Everybody, Friday, 7 o'clock, 3 giveaways.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a good night.
Get the inside scoop on everything happening at the experience every week. Join our mailing list by scanning the QR code at the bottom of the screen and then watching your email inbox.